Good morning, Carla.
Good morning, Chris. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's Monday in February. I am doing well considering I hate February.
What? Opposite. I love it. Favorite month.
Why? For other reasons?
Well, I okay, crazy. Okay, my grandma's birthday is the 10th, my wife's birthday is the 11th, my brother's the 15th, I'm the 19th, my grandpa's the 21st. So lots of celebration. I'm from San Diego, so the weather was not an issue for me. Now it is.
Yeah.
But it's a short month, and it's just for me it's like a hump. It's like once you're done with February, it's like springtime.
No. That's the trick. March and April want you to think that, and then they're like, it's not springtime.
True, but in my head and heart, it is springtime. And the city
Well,
will tell you.
I mean, it helps when you like travel to warm weather. Like you're going to, I think, Jackson, Mississippi this week.
This week,
And
yeah.
you and I are going to Florida to do some Big Bang scouting, and then we're off to Austin for South by Southwest. So,
and then San Diego, and then I'm so excited.
I mean, okay, all right, now I'm feeling better.
There you go.
I am super excited about our guest today because I've come to know her fairly well. She's worked very closely with Big Picture on a number of projects, and on top of that, she's also very close to your work, Carla, because she is a BPL alum.
Yes, and we've actually been working closely with I guess a few projects. So it's been a pleasure getting to know her as well.
All right, so let's stop dancing around. It's Laura Martinelli. Laura. Laura, a lot of folks may not know you, but I think a lot of folks in our network know your work. So tell us who you are.
I'm a filmmaker, so you've probably seen me through moving images or what I've seen. I live in Chicago, but I'm from Rhode Island originally, and I do a bunch of like narrative work on my own, and then commercial and docu videos as well, which is mainly how we work together. Yeah.
Laura, when I first started Big Picture, I live in Connecticut, which is not very far from Rhode Island. And one of the first things I did to sort of understand Big Picture is I went to the Met campus where the E Center is. And every year, the folks at the Entrepreneurship Center, the E Center, do sort of a Shark Tank. This is after your time there. But one of my first exposures to Big Picture was the E Center competition, which did you win?
Yes. Were you there that day?
No, I was not there, but I'm familiar with the E Center competition. But
yeah, that day changed my life.
Like I know how it changed your life, but how did it change your life?
Wait, sorry, what did you say?
How did it change your life?
Oh, well, I competed that day and I won, and the president of Southern New Hampshire University happened to be there in the audience, Paul LeBlanc. And he came up to me afterwards and he offered me a full scholarship, like on the spot.
What?
Yeah.
That is so cool.
It was like, that's exactly what I said. I was like, what? I didn't even like really hear him. All I heard was like New Hampshire and internship, because I was like, I get nervous being on stage. So it was taking me a little while to come down from it. So somebody had to explain to me what he just said as if I didn't speak English. But it was amazing, and I ended up going to Southern New Hampshire University because the school that I wanted to go to was Emerson, but unfortunately financially it didn't work out. So
well, shout out to Paul LeBlanc. He's worked closely with Doc Dennis Litke
yes,
and I know he's a big fan of the Met.
Yes.
So what I wanted to do in part today is talk about some of the work that you've done for Big Picture. And you and I have, I don't want to say joked about it, but like one of the last projects that you and I worked on together a couple of years ago is we went to 3 Big Picture schools and shot like a day in the life of a Big Picture student. And then we were ready to release them around February, March 2020. And then it felt not in the right taste to release those in a time when schools were closing, right? So we sort of put those on the back burner, but instead you shot another video that we want to show folks called like Big Picture Thrives During COVID. So let's just keep talking, but I'm gonna play that. And I think the sound is off, but yeah. So so what I mean, I like to kind of get into the weeds of some of these things. Like, when you're shooting? I know about your love for like lighting, but like, teach us about cameras and like, what are the things you need to like consider when you're putting together some of the videos like these?
It so my short answer is what is there not to consider? But with lighting I think is the most important because it just feels more natural than like being in a studio and like kind of faking being in a place or something. I like seeing people in their natural environments. Like Doc here, he has that corner office that's filled with light. I like having him there. I didn't shoot these. These are that's B-roll that was supplied to me, but I did shoot Andrew there. Um, but yeah, it's about composition of shots. So it's like having somebody positioned in the right place so that when I'm talking to them, it feels natural and they don't have to look right into the camera. Um, and making sure the background looks pretty. And uh, audio is working well. I mean, what else can I answer?
No, no, and I should say you sort of queued it up.
Yeah.
Well, it's Carla. Hey, Carla.
Hey, Carla. Yeah.
You know, as we move through this video, you'll see there's really two components, right? Which is like, how could you have attained this video? It was like people doing remote learning. So the narrative, people should go back and watch this video, and I'll provide a link at some point. But the narrative, and now we're into the second part, which is like, we're stuck at home, but we still find things to celebrate. Like at this moment, you went to a couple of graduations, and these are just beautiful shots. Like,
Thank you. Yeah, this was so
like
cool.
weeping because like they get to see one another again, right?
Yeah, it was
Remember those days?
amazing.
Yeah.
they were so excited. This was crazy because I was following in my car behind the bus, and they were moving so quickly that I had to like shoot out of my car and then like make sure I could capture all of these moments because I couldn't be on the bus with them because of social distancing. So that was a lot. But it was the thing about like filmmaking is like you basically have to be on high alert all the time because like what I like to do is just like point my camera where I see something and then while I'm doing that look around and to what else is happening. That way I don't miss anything.
Well,
So
the one thing that worked nicely about this video is that it's almost a bookend because one of the students we featured on our like Meet a Big Picture Student was at Leominster, and then she appears quite frequently in the graduate video too. So I often will show people those videos together.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And she was so happy.
Laura, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How did you get started? Like, what was it? Was it in high school? Was it in college? I'm guessing it was definitely in high school then, but like, where were you like, this is what I want to pursue and do?
I mean, I was very young. I think I was like 7 or 8 when I started like falling in love with movies in general and just like really paying attention to them and not just for enjoyment, but like for study. So I was just like obsessed. And then I like started going to high school. I guess this is flash forward quite a few years, but I was going to Westerly High School and I took like one film class and I was like, great, this is the beginning. This is great. What else can I take here? And that was the only film class that they had. So I was like, oh, okay, this isn't going to work. Yeah. So yeah, I would like, I hope nobody is, I used to pretend that I was sick during math class so I could talk to my guidance counselor and be like, where can I go? And he was like, have you ever heard of the Met? And I was like, no. So I went to an open house. And then like a month later I was attending. And that's where like everything kind of started in terms of like being able to take college courses in film. And like I had maybe 7 internships that I had taken by the time I graduated or something.
Wow. That's so cool.
It was great. It was really, really great. And then for my senior year, I was doing E360 where I was developing my own video business with Jody and Brandon at the East Center. So that's like where I was able to start like monetizing and like thinking about like how could I actually live off of this?
Yeah. And is it still the same business, the same branding?
Yeah, it is.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And where can people find your business?
Oh, there it is on the screen. Yeah, frfilms.com. I've got photography on there and videography and films that I've made. So it's basically everything. Well, not everything, but the things I'd like to highlight at the moment.
I have a question for the both of you because Carly, you'd already mentioned this, I think, or Laura, you might have. You're going to be together later this week in Jackson, Mississippi. because
In 2 days.
what's going on?
Yeah. So, Carla, I mean, take it away.
Oh, so we're going for our second local squad convening for the Ashe Leaders Fellowship program that we have. And so Laura specifically going to document and interview and just like the Jackson cohort. I think that is our main point of view. But is there anything specific you're working on, Laura, for this? Actually, that we're catching up. It's just, sorry, no. So it's in site visits. What's really cool about this local squad convening is that the fellows really want to get to know each other and their work and their communities that they work in. And so unlike the other squad convenings that we've done, we're really going to go to every single site and then do a tour of Jackson. Like it's really well planned out. So I'm really excited and to see how you capture that because it's my first time in Jackson.
Yeah, mine too. Yeah.
Interested to visually see what not only the film but just like the location in general but I'm super excited.
I think it's gonna be a completely new backdrop. I don't think I've ever seen anything like Jackson before. It's the only other place in the South I've been to is New Orleans, but I feel like it's gonna be a bit different. But yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, like what we learned in San Diego from the first cohort is now being applied by the fellows in Jackson in there as educators, how they're trying to implement that in their own communities. So I think that's my primary goal here is just like capture how they started this program and how they're now working within it.
Great. I wanted to let folks know that in addition to Laura's website, here it is again, a number of the videos that she shot for us are available on our YouTube page. And well, you can also access past episodes of Cup of Joy, but these are all the Meet a BPL Student videos that Laura has shot for us, include Fauna, who we'd referenced. Scroll down a little bit more. Laura's been to several of our Big Bang conferences and shot some wonderful video for us for those as well. So check out a small section of Laura's work that she's done for Big Picture Learning. I think you've also shot some feature films, right? Did we mention that?
Short films. Yeah.
Short feature films.
Yeah, not yet. I'm working on it.
Can I, Laura, say though that my favorite video of yours is the one of Los with what is it? Is it the Leadership Journeys video?
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
Oh, watch it. I'm like, how did she do this? So sorry.
It was so fast. I mean, yeah, me and Chris and Carlos were working very closely on that, and it was something that it was in the depth of COVID, like in New York City. It was a lot, but we were very safe about it, and there's just like there's a lot of like tension in the air because of it, because we were just like seeing all like these cases like spiking like crazy, and but I think we were able to create something beautiful and like true to Carlos's experience. So I'm very happy that we're actually able to do that in time.
Well, Laura, thank you for your time today, and you'll see Carla shortly.
Yeah,
and you and I will see her at some point in the future, I'm sure. So
of course, yes. Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure.
I like what you're doing here.
Thank you. Carla, before you head off to Jackson.
Yes.
I've actually been there like 10 times. I went there for like a job that I had in my 20s. Jackson has a rich cultural history, but one of the things I love the most about it is it's like downtown area. It feels very much like Back to the Future. It's like there's like a square, like buildings around it, and the place where their large public school is on one section of the square, and that's now actually Alabama's Department of Education, I believe. But I think there's even a clock tower. I can't remember. It's been a long time, but I love. It's very small and intimate and wouldn't make you think it's a state capital, but I love Jackson.
Do you know the area that you're talking about? Is it downtown? Is it Fond?
Jackson's downtown is not very big, so you'll know if you're in downtown Jackson, but I haven't ventured too much further out there.
Cool. I'm excited.
Enjoy your time there, but yeah, it definitely is like there's a rich history. There's some dark history, obviously, to Jackson. But I think the work that's being done with the folks that are working with Ashe, including yourself, is the other side of that coin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's it.
Listen.
All right. Anything last to add, Carla?
No, I think just that, be on the lookout for a lot of travel coming up. I'm excited for a conversation we have later this week with Nasim. Oh, well, there we go. And yeah, and just for folks watching, stay tuned. There's a lot of exciting things that are coming up. So yeah.
Yeah, I think we've got it. I don't want to jump any of our episodes, but I think I believe next Thursday's episode is going to be pretty cool.
Well, I think, yes, I think the next 3 are really exciting. At least for me, I'm super.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right.